Oh, hello, hello, hello. This is Dirty 20 Gaming. My name is Kevin, and these wonderful people have agreed to come and play a silly game with me this evening, and that makes me very happy. It is Sunday, and that means it's time for Dark Side of the Dodecahedron, a little ditty that I put together in 7 parts for fun. But let's meet the people that are going to play it, because they're the people that make this bring what I wrote to life. So let's start with Sarah playing Will for us. Tell us about your stuffs, because you have many. Fill up that
Ooh.
chat.
There we go. I don't have as much as I used to, but I have my YouTube channel, Tangor Productions. Yes, I know it's dead. I am working on Bravely Broken. And I also run here on Thursdays, Deviant Futures.
Yeah, you do. With the most unlikely group of anti-hero heroes that have ever trod the many planes.
Yes,
Thank you for
very much.
I can see the DM face. Let's move on. Hellhounds 20, thank you for joining us. What do you do? Where can we find you? You did a thing just yesterday.
I I did a thing last night.
Yeah.
I am still very tired from that. I forgot to pop into Roll20 to play this game. So I've got that all set up. We're good.
Yeah.
I am Hellhounds20 on Twitch and Twitter. I am a dungeon master, an artist, a gamer, and a PNG tuber. I ran a one shot last night for my friends. One of them in Australia, the other one in the Netherlands. We played until almost 4 a.m. from I think like 11 to 4 a.m. My monster did what it needed to do. It scared the pants off of them. Roleplay was a little slow, but that's fine. Some of them are still very new to the game. I am exhausted. I never want to look at Hero Forge again.
Chat says kablooey. That must be
that
Aussie. Yeah.
That's one of my players.
Oh yeah, I figured.
Hey, Daddy
That
Yoshi.
be me Aussie.
Welcome
Yeah.
to chat.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, hello. Thank you. Somebody else who's managed to wake up since then. That is amazing. That 5-hour session that ended at 4 in the morning. I wish I was that young again. But let's move on. Bison _ Stonefist. Your turn.
All right. Well, you can find me here most of the time. I play Feedback on Saturdays, and there's a whole bunch of stuff coming in the next couple of weeks that I'm involved in. I don't remember like half of it. And I'm working on my own Cyberpunk campaign to be played in the future here sometime.
Yes. Nebulous future issues. That is Nebulous future us problem. Oh, and
that's a DM hat.
That's
problem.
Yes, that's different hat, different day.
Yes.
With that, it was cut off. You weren't even done after 5 hours. My God. Well, thank you for stopping then and catching a nap before this. But Alex, thank you for joining us. I know you've had a busy couple of weeks. What's up in your world?
Yes, last week we released, I'm Alex, I make RPGs and adventures, and I just had my biggest release in a while of Cyber Rats, which came out last Monday in PDF and will come out in hardcover at the end of, let's call it December. And then you can also find me on Twitter, where I tweet about my big dog. And my next 2 releases that I have are going to be 5e adventures, one called Reign of Guano and one called One Bloodless Town. So follow me on Twitter to find out more about those.
Absolutely. Make sure that link's in there. I see the other one. Oh, I see what that is.
Yeah, there's a card link
I got you.
My Twitter.
Yes.
And I also teach indie games in my Discord every month. You can find a link to those as well. Stop on by and join the fun.
We need to add at least one day to every week so you can come over here and run some of that great stuff for us. Because I want to play some of that shit. One thing I didn't mention at the start, very, very quickly, the art in 3 out of the 4 cases was done using Hero Forge. In the other case was done using Artist. No, and there's
Ooh, out of
Hellhounds
4.
20. 2 out of 4. Sorry.
I used MS Paint.
You used paint. Okay, that's right, because you're a box. Right.
I'm
yes.
a box.
That's right. 2 out of the 4. So 2 self-created arts and 2 from Hero Forge. That's enough of that. Let's do this. Your time in between time is shorter this time. You don't fall as far or as fast. The mist that forms around you tears audibly, and you thud into a forgiving softness. It gives, absorbing your impact, but doesn't spring back. Your eyes see a torn gauze canopy drawn above you in pen and ink. Thick brocaded curtains all around and the huge feather beds that you've each landed on. The rooms around you are rich and sumptuous, but understated, relatively speaking. You realize for a second you can't move, and then you have moved, and you're standing in the middle of these rooms, looking around with swirling lines moving from the side of the head as you turn, like that. Above you, there's thought bubbles and speech bubbles and boxes in the corner explaining things. You find yourselves on a 4-cornered panel blow-up first page of a graphic novel. Across the top, you look up and you can see the back of the letters because you're slightly behind them. And you can see the title, A Soldier's Den. You're each in your own rooms. What do you do?
Oh.
I like that
Okay.
sound. You go first. Oh, that bordering on evil. I like it.
First thing Red is going to do is they're going to look at their arm. They're going to start waving it to see those lines. Just
Yep.
see how much their hand will disappear.
Yeah, it does that thing where it's like the 50 arms with that,
Yeah,
and there's like
yeah.
the lines above it and the lines below it, and there's a sound effect above. There's a little box with like the lightning around it, so you know it's a sound effect, and it's just going. Brrrr. Yep. Below it, a speech bubble. Everything like this is good like this. You guys are in a graphic novel, so yep.
Yeah, same thing. I'm going to see what I can do. I'm going to do like a backflip.
Yep.
And I imagine that there's like the faded where I start and then like a transition and then like the
Oh
full
yeah, like
color
the 8
one.
step.
Yeah.
Each one
And there's a
slightly more
speech
solid
bubble
than
that
the one
says
before.
boing.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yep. Absolutely perfect. The other two, we're gonna do this one tiny little step at a time until you guys make sense of this place that you're in now.
Okay.
I don't want to draw all of this.
Yeah, 2 hours of claymation was a lot of work, but some of these sketches are going to be interesting. Go.
I hope the artist is being paid.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna just go, damn it! Just
Big,
like
very
hands back,
Yeah.
forward like that.
Yeah. So yeah, you see
big
the weird
speech bubble that's all spiky.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
Big exclamation point at the end. Yeah. And
My question is,
Mhm.
does this look like a Marvel DC comic book style, or is this like Japanese manga style?
in my head, it's neither. It's this is a really open suggestion, but it's kind of heavy metal, and I know they had different artists, so they had different looks. But it's that
Oh,
this is like that sort of faux watercolor look, right? Where they do the
okay.
outlines and then do the layers of shading. It's the really like the shiny covers with the spine. It's not like stapled down the back. This is one with a spine and the title along the spine, right?
Okay. I was thinking like 60s pulp.
Oh,
Okay,
this is like
we're cool.
this is
way
the
newer.
$40 graphic novel limited
Yeah.
edition. Yeah. Sorry, Thunderscape.
Okay, so
It's
Mr.
pencil
Box-
drawings, Thunderscape. It's just stick people. That's all. Yeah. No.
Mr.
Mr.
Box doesn't say anything, but a box up in the corner, like it narrates.
Yeah.
Once again, entering a new surroundings, Mr. Box ponders his situation and looks for his compatriots.
And with that, the four of you sort of do the three different head faces, that shot, as you look around these rooms. They are a modern amenities version of a classic sort of winged mansion, like almost Versailles levels of wealth and opulence. The bed is like super monster king size. There's no modern frame for it. It's like 8 feet square. It's got a canopy and these thick brocaded curtains. There's counters and shelves made out of old woods. The mirrors are so old you could hardly use them. They're kind of there just for effect. But mixed with that, you see, I mean, on bookshelves and everything else, but mixed with that, you see robot cleaners, almost like Roombas. Like some of them are cleaning the floors. One of them is going up and down the windows like a little suction cup walker. And yeah, so it's kind of a mixture of this very, very modern, to you guys, beyond modern, well, in this sort of future world, and this ancient, relatively ancient times.
Could we see the title?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw it from behind, a soldier's den. Yeah.
So seeing that, Jet gets like an ominous vibe and is going to look around for the closest thing to a fencing foil.
Absolutely.
If there's something that can be used in that way.
There's along one wall, there's a series
Fireplace
of
poker.
militaria, right? So there's an old knight's helmet complete with plume. There's a Roman legionary's sort of segmentata armor, and about 3 or 4 along the road there is a incredibly ornate basket-handled rapier.
Perfect. Yeah, taking the rapier.
Okay, done. Anybody else? And so yeah, that's that. There's the shot of the rapier, then there's a shot of your hand in it, and then there's a shot of you holding it. Yeah.
I don't know why I do this to myself.
Do it.
When Red speaks, Wingdings comes up. Like it's all Wingdings, and then there's like an asterisk outside of the panel.
Yep.
Going, where are we? And it's this long string of Wingdings too. Why do I do this?
That's beautiful. Absolutely love it. Yep. Will
being grade A over it now is like you want to put me in these crazy scenarios? I'll give you crazy scenarios.
Yep.
And it's decided they're going to step out of the panel that they're in.
Yep.
Trying to find someone else.
Okay.
And step into their panel.
Give me a break reality roll. How angry are you?
She's like done.
Like walking through walls, kind of angry. Okay, give it to me with an advantage. I want this to happen. So yeah, there's got to be some chance that you bounce off the wall.
2 6s and a 5.
Wow. Okay.
Oh my gods.
You get angry and you're just about to hit the closest wall to you, and then you realize you're in the top left-hand corner. So if you go there, you can hit all 3 of them because you succeeded 3 times. So for a split second, you just, son of a bitch, and you just go through this, and a small version of you just goes punk, 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 one in each of their rooms.
Yes, this works.
Red's just gonna
for the
wave
moment.
with
We'll put you back together in a
Wingdings.
minute. But sorry, Red. Yeah.
No, I'm just waving and like very long string of Wingdings, and Astrid says hello.
I like slash with the rapier and then like pull it back like, oh, sorry, you startled me.
Mr. Box greets his friend with much relief. As he just sort of like hops over and like bumps Willow's leg with his head.
Yeah.
Pats the box on the head.
And they're teeny tiny like onomatopoeia boxes. It's just thump 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 thump.
Yeah. Just love it. Yep. We turn the page. the door to all three of your rooms now is knocked on and then immediately opened, because that's what butlers do. And a very well-dressed butler comes in, but they're a robot. Very clearly, they've got the sort of just teardrop-shaped head. It's just kind of vaguely humanoid into a neck. And yet they're wearing a tuxedo jacket and the shirt and the tie and the cummerbund. But from the waist down, it's just sort of a metal bubble that goes like that, and then a single leg and a wheel at the bottom, and it's just going. And in exactly unison, you can hear it now because all the doors are open and the other rooms are quite close. You can hear three of these butlers say in perfect unison, "The master will see you now." And then they back out into the hallway. You see them from the side for a moment, and then there's just a little cloud of dust, and they're gone as they've headed down the hall.
Will's gonna follow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Red is also following.
Following. Is it possible to use my time view to get a sense of who or what this master is?
Absolutely. Is there a roll required for that,
Yep,
or is it
it
just
says-
You're gonna look at the
test.
last page, you cheater.
I did
It
not
fell
succeed on
open.
that
I
test.
put it down. I went, got a sandwich. It fell open to another page. Not my fault. Yeah, go ahead. Give me a roll then. Yeah,
One of
Oh.
the two.
one and a two. Okay.
I'm like trying to get a read here.
Yeah, you're trying to figure out who this is. I'm trying to figure out who this is. It's extremely confusing because there's a bunch of different ages and times coming through, because you sort of sense time, right? If you think of I just saw in my head, I saw the gas chromatographs thing where it slowly builds up, the spikes build up over time. So you sort of scan and scan and scan and scan. There's big hits in the Victorian era. There's another big hit from about 2400 AD. There's three or four different spikes on this wall that are all in this space at this time.
Yeah, I imagine that I'm probably seeing like I'm getting overwhelmed by like the process of like the pencils and the inks and like
Yes,
the physical
yes.
construction of it, that
Oh, I
it's
love it.
hard
Yeah.
to get meaningful information.
Yes, yeah.
Your brain's getting tired of the metaphor. It's like, just show me what I need.
What are the others doing as you're led out into the hallway? Anybody? Oh, okay. You see a
Mr. Box observes his surroundings and follows the robot out the door.
to a long hallway. You can see below you, it's one of these open centered houses. You're on the third floor. And as you pull out, there's a long curving hallway that leads to a longer, curving staircase that goes down. It's 2 floors to the bottom. The stairs down are dark wood with heavily polished banisters and deep red carpet that goes down the middle of them, held in those little brass plates. Everything is dimly lit, almost like lamplight, even though it's real lamps. It feels like flickering old oil lamps. The whole thing is rather spoiled by the butler going dunk, 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 dunk down the stairs on his little rubber wheel, past walls of dark portraits looming out of every surface. There's frosted fixtures along the wall that look like they're lit by candles or oil lamps, but you can tell that they're actually electric. You're led down all stairs to the main floor, to the fanciest spot. This is millions of dollars of stuff. Yep.
I can just imagine Mr. Box every time. Bonk, 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 bonk.
Yeah, just bonk.
Yeah.
I feel like at some point someone needs to kick Mr. Box down the stairs. It's so much faster to just tumble.
The one person behind him having to go one step, and then one step, and then one step. I give up, and they punt him down the stairs. When you get to the bottom, the butler opens a grand set of double doors and says through them, "Sir, the guests you requested have arrived." Then they turn and start to roll away. It's hard to see because the room is dark. Just a glimmer of one video screen. Oh, at this point, Will, you arrive. The first you, the second you, the third you. Dunk, 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 and back into yourself and back into your single self. I didn't forget.
They're all walking down in a row, and Mr.
Yep.
Box hits them, and they all stumble.
Dunk, 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 dunk. Yeah, one into the other.
Like an accordion.
The door, the door hangs
Even
open
with the
and
sound effect.
Meet Mark. Yeah, yeah. Three very different accordions there. That was interesting.
Accordion makes weird noises.
Yes. So, what do you do? Who's going in?
Red is looking at those portraits on the wall, trying to see like what's on them.
Almost all military, like they're all wearing lots and lots of medals and fancy uniforms. A few of them have got hints of that, like there's a big bunch of medals here, but then they're dressed more like politicians with curly wigs and that sort of thing.
Okay.
It's very much that time frame. All those giant portraits, they're 15 feet tall and 8 feet wide, and they're all black except for the picture in the middle. It turns out most of that was soot from the years of hanging in places that were lit by torches, but never mind. That's how we know them. They're all dark and gloomy.
Long string of wingdings. I hope they got paid.
Like
Like looking at the artist's work.
Mr. Box bravely approaches the abyss.
Because you said that, the picture is like one of those oversized black things with the two doors that come out, and in front of it is this tiny little box with this even smaller box on top of it, just quivering slightly as it heads to the darkness. But when you step inside and your eyes adjust, I'm looking at your eyes on the box and thinking, yeah, when they adjust, it's a warm oasis in here. Bookcases, maps, monitors tuned to ancient documentaries and documents hanging on the walls. There's a massive video desk in the gloom. The flickering and the smell tells you that in here the candles are real. They're not fake like they were out in the hall. The jumble on top of the video desk is illuminated by the screen, but it also casts shadows because it's like books and scrolls and things on top of a lit screen. But out of that, you can see the upper torso and face of a man standing behind the desk with his hands firmly planted on it. He's a small man with a large head. He's got a single forelock and a fringe that goes all the way around. That's all the hair he has left. He wears a smoking jacket with lapels stitched in red and blue paisley with white stitching. He looks up. "Ah, you have arrived. You must help me find my dolly before the battle, or all will certainly be lost." He blinks earnestly and stares at you.
What battle?
A doll?
I shall answer those in the reverse order, yes. A small porcelain doll of my own likeness. It is essential to my success. And you? Only the greatest battle of my comeback ever. Quatre bras.
Very short sentence of wingdings. Asterisk. Where did you last see your doll?
It is outside, but I am not allowed to go. I am banished to this house.
For what reason?
Mr. Box checks for an ankle bracelet.
There is no ankle bracelet, but looking under the table, you see knee-high black leather boots with quite a bit of heel added.
Nice.
I'm just waiting for a response to that. I'm not going one step further till I get a response to that.
Mr. Box isn't talking, so he
Nope.
can't actually say anything.
You
So
can. I
it's-
mean, you're the one that's limiting yourself.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm playing the joke though.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I'm gonna let one of you guys say something.
Yeah.
Because, well, okay, one of you two, because one of them's broken.
So,
I feel like this
anybody
is
who
a
can
reference-
speak, feel free to speak.
Insanely long string of wingdings. Okay.
Just this exasperated sigh out of Will as they about face and walk outside to go find this dog.
You will get to the window. Or to the door, I guess, because you're just like the big doors are right there. But it's one of those ones that's got the 9 window panes in it, but they're beveled and they're beveled like this wide. So you kind of have to find a pane to look through.
Mhm.
I need a save. 1 die. This is nasty.
6.
6. You do, yeah. You look out there and chaos corkscrews into your brain. It's too much. Your brain cannot process it. Just the unmitigated weird pours into your eye. But you're so angry, you're just like, and throw it back out the door. But
Not this panel, fucker.
Yeah. But the next panel is from outside, and you can see you through one of these little windows. But the rest of the shot is this infinite boiling mass of chaos. Except leading away from the door of a mansion is this almost like a rope, like a tentacle. And it's just turning and wrapping and turning in on itself, traveling through this odd space. And he looks over at you and says, I told you it's outside.
Mr. Box questions the man's definition of outside.
So it's a suicide mission is what you're asking.
No, I just cannot go, or I would do it myself. Outside is a time warp, I think it is called.
Jeez.
It is, how did they put it? Occluded the natural flow. It has created vortices of randomness and chaos. I cannot go outside. I am banished here.
Gods. I knew it.
He turns to, just killing her, absolutely killing him. He turns to Jet, and he says, You ask about losing it. I lost it before a few times. The worst one, I think, was in Russia.
And is it in Russia now? Are we in Russia now?
I think maybe a part of Russia is out there. I think a part of everything is out there.
Okay. Sure. We'll go get your doll.
You know,
From Russia.
it's more than a good luck charm, eh? It speaks to me. I keep it here.
It speaks to you.
Yes. And he stands up and goes, I keep it here. And he stuffs his hand inside his smoking jacket like this. And it tells me what to do. It sees the moment. Eh?
Well, Will, you're good at finding things, right? That's what you do?
Yes, but and pulls Jet aside. I don't know if any of us can handle what's out there.
While
I
they're
have an
talking-
idea, actually. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, while they're talking, Mr. Box just sort of boink, 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 boink up to the door. And
Red is right next to you.
Yeah.
He's like, I want to look at this too.
No. What happens is out of the box comes a little 8-bit ear from the statue.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the side from the statue you couldn't see. That's why
Yeah.
nobody noticed. And he puts it up against the door to listen.
Okay.
You see the sort of like taped on.
Yep. Absolutely.
The box shifts over on top of the other box.
Yep. Give me a save.
Can I argue a second die because I'm already a splinter? In the fact that I'm
Yes.
kind of weird in of itself.
Sure. 2 dice.
6.
A 6. Okay. It's almost bad because it turns out you've been a box for quite a while now, and you kind of forgot what it is to be sort of splintery. You've kind of been in a single form for a while now, so it takes you a second to just let it break you, and then just become the new you, right? So it's like we're all trembling. So yes, you hear because what you hear through that door is every sound ever drawn backwards through a blender. It sounds
Mr. Box is
like
reminded
the
of his freshman
wingdings
year college
look.
band.
Yeah. Yes.
Do I discern any anything useful out of that?
Out of that,
I mean, I know it's a cacophony, but kind of looking for. I don't know. I only got one success.
not for a sound. No. I've been pretty nice already. I gotta say no. I like class.
The box.
I particularly fond of the fact that you mentioned more than one of them, because there was. But yes.
Also square dancing.
Hey, the Peanut Gallery is here. Hello, Peanut Gallery. How you doing? Thank you. It's all.
I need to get
These
more
are
of those puns. I need to.
Need to flap.
As we flip to this page and all these scenes are playing out, these things are being written in the margin by a pen no one can see. Like the old Mad magazine, the little things, the little adventures down the side. Yeah.
But Mr. Box,
it's
here's the squeaking
massively
of the
reduced
marker.
the resale value of this particular graphic novel, but it happens. So,
Bill, you actually gave me an idea earlier. I think I know how we can get past the,
How?
What if we I'm going to try and step out of my panel and into the gutter.
Okay.
And walk not into the place, but like around this like cacophony without existing in it.
Okay.
Like literally in the gutters between the panels.
Breaking the walls. Yes, I love it. Okay.
Climbing in between them.
Yeah. So I love that idea. Give me a roll. What is that? Sneaky? Yeah, sneaky or quick fingered or the fourth one?
I've got quick gun. I've like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you're gonna shoot your way through? That works.
Well,
too.
no, I'm like quick. I'm like trying to think
okay.
if I have anything. Precognition. I don't have anything. It's probably
okay.
just one die.
Give me one die.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
That was 2, but they're both 4s. So
yeah.
Take the 4.
The other ones, you see what he's trying to do. The other 3 of you trying to break through. You realize, like, wait a minute, the world ends right here. Thunk, thunk, thunk. How come nobody does that? Thunk, thunk, thunk. Yeah, and he's trying to go through.
You do this. You did
Technically,
this, right?
You already did it.
Technically, Will's done it.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You broke the
So-
fourth wall.
Will,
Yeah.
Will seeing this and just like, all right, let's go again.
Yep.
Try
You know
this
the secret. I'm going to give you advantage because you head for the corner. You triple succeeded this last time. So you find the corner of the panel, kind of thunk, 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 thunk. Ah, there it is. And into it. So far, they haven't had to use it.
5
They
and
haven't
2
been
and 2
violated.
twos.
Okay, now that, yeah. Gloriosa, this is your fault. The wall says at the last moment, I consent, and allows you through. And because of that, what happens is you watch it undraw itself. You watch the artist's hand come in and just slurp up the ink from that corner. The color starts to leak out of the panel, and the bunch of you just whoosh wash out of that panel like you've been flooded out. You glide across the Go. You had something?
Kyle.
All right then. You slide out of this panel and you pass. You run down to the bottom. It's kind of, you kind of go down a panel, over a panel, down a panel, over a panel. The next 3 pages kind of go by, just sort of flick, 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 because they're stuck together from the moisture of your passage. That probably didn't help. But you see them open up just enough to see this long, convoluted path that you guys clinging on and hanging off of this rope-like substance. It attacks you at one point, and you fight your way off, but 3 pages later, slap, this now valueless book slams on the table. And you find yourself standing on the steps of a huge building. It's got Roman pillars above that, Gothic spires above that, cubic sections that look like they've grown rather than being built, the Victorian brickwork and steel framed glass windows, the 3-story tall stout wooden doors are open. People are walking in and out, disappearing as they get to the bottom of this staircase that you're standing on the bottom step of. They completely ignore you. They walk down past you and just poof. Other ones appear poof, and walk up the stairs and in. Engraved across the top are massive letters, Musée de l'Histoire, the Museum of History in French. As you step across that threshold onto the bottom step, you can suddenly smell and hear this place. They're all speaking French. It smells of hot stone and sunburned skin. The sun hits like a hose of heat and light. You can tell from the people coming out, it's even sweltering inside. Everybody's sweating. What do you do?
Red looks completely comfortable in all this.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Finally, heat all in wingdings.
Yeah, I'm waiting to hear Mr. Box's, the fridge's response to this environment. But yes, so I'm going to save him for laugh. But yeah, just long string of wingdings and then, Will, how do you respond to this suddenly? You look back behind you and there's this violent snake that you didn't have to climb.
Taking off my jacket.
Brilliant, by the way. Yep.
And just headed in.
Yeah, so just up the stairs and headed in. Okay. Jet.
Trying to use my communication
Yeah.
to like form a translation barrier of the French.
Okay, yeah.
Or I guess I could sneak peek to the bottom left of the panel if it's translated.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
just trying to understand.
Oh, you just gave me the answer. Thank you. You start to like invoke this situation, and that panel opens up almost like a window, and it pops open. And then there's the, now you also have an asterisk in a translation screen.
Oh,
So yes,
perfect.
for speaking purposes, you kind of, that kind of Doctor Who's this. So now everybody understands everybody, no accents, which means I don't have to speak with a French accent. Thank you, because it was killing poor Sarah. But yes, so that's that solves that problem. You heading in?
Absolutely.
Good. You get to the top, and yep, Mr. Box.
I was-
Sorry,
I
I
was
forgot
saying,
to. I forgot to do
yeah.
you. Yeah.
You see Mr. Box, it's sweltering heat. You see there's like a pool of mist around him as the Freon leaks.
Yes. Yeah.
And there's sort of a moment while you see Mr. Box process, and suddenly he starts looking around. Mr. Box, begins to check himself for mildew.
hopping along, opening the lid and opening the other lid, like sniffing your pits to see if you smell. Yes. And you get to the doors. This really is a museum, and it's like those epic museums. For no reason that this room is 5 stories tall. It's just massive, and it's all sort of, the background is stunning when you look at it, but it also kind of just disappears when it's compared to all the art and the displays that are all around the place. This first massive room is called the Lithics, apostrophe Lithics. And there's 3 sections: the Paleolithic, the Mesolithic, and the Neolithic. And these are museum artifacts from the Stone Age. As you continue further in, you come to a second room equally as large. This one is the Bronze, and you can see at the far end of the room the Iron Ages. You proceed through that into the third one. The third room is called the Age of Empires, from Rome until now. About 2/3 of the way through that final grand chamber, in a small glass case, all on its own, you find a chipped, faded, dog, rat-chewed, missing its right hand porcelain doll dressed in a blue frock coat festooned with gold braids and medals. Knee-high black boots with surprisingly high heels, and white trousers complete the look. The little plaque inside says, "A porcelain doll made in the likeness of Napoleon Bonaparte, purported to have been owned by Napoleon, but its true provenance is unknown."
Oh, that's the one, isn't it?
I think it has to be.
Your time sense, I finally remembered it without you having to remind me. Thank you. Jet, your time sense, this thing clicks with the biggest spike. Waiting for that for 20 minutes. That biggest history spike, that period where things are from, this matches Napoleon in that room.
This is it. Any of you ever rob a museum, Mr. Box?
Mr. Box doesn't like to talk about what happened in juvie.
Small
Forget I
inside
mentioned
picture
it.
of a much smaller box stealing silverware.
With a bandana wrapped around it.
And
Yeah.
and like are there drawn on braces?
Mm-hmm.
You can't
Yeah.
see it because of the bandana.
Yeah. That's why he's wearing it. It's not to hide himself. He's embarrassed.
Yeah, it's the
there,
retainer.
Depths. Now it's a backstory. There's the museum itself is alarmed. It's a museum. The cases you can see are all alarmed. It's a museum. There's not a lot of guards about, but they appear to be well-trained, active, armed, and smart. Over to you. This is where we got a plan.
Will is going to look at everyone. I've been on the other side, so I'm guessing it wouldn't be that hard to play in one of these. Right? Either way, we need someone who's going to be able to sneak into the security room. We need someone to make a distraction. We need someone who's actually going to steal the object. And we need someone who's willing to possibly be a scapegoat in case we get caught. Who can escape easily.
Some wingdings appear. Goes, I can catch on fire.
Distraction.
That's a great distraction.
And as they like flick their hand out, we see this the most colorful, well done, no outline drawing of like flames. They're like very artistic, but they just poof away.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I had a
I'm
flash of that Simpsons moment where Homer goes into the other world and they're all suddenly 3D. Yeah.
Thinking that exact.
I love episodes where they go through different animation styles.
Yeah. So you
I
have your
can-
distraction.
I can sneak into the security room if one of you can steal it.
I can steal.
Wow, the cop's gonna be the
Yeah.
Like I
Um,
turn to look at Mr. Box.
Mr. Box. Um, I guess I am the patsy then. What is Box gonna say? Dude.
Oh, there's just a spot, one of those middle of the page ones. Like there's a panel, and another panel, another panel. Right in the middle, there's a little tiny box with a box in it with just a question mark over their head.
Yeah, it's like each one's like it's like the role and what
Yeah.
they're gonna do, and then
Action,
Mr. Box.
action. Yeah.
Maybe he's the one who holds the item. He is a box.
There we go. I am the getaway.
Well, that's the other thing I
You're the
was
getaway
thinking,
box. Okay. Yeah. All right. Sure. I'm looking forward to this description.
No one suspects the refrigerator.
Oh, good snacks are here. Hey, what's that bloody great diamond doing in there?
It's an ice cube. Don't
Where are
worry
these
about
clay marbles and clay cat poop? I don't understand.
Oh no.
it. Yes, the cat fucked off, but he pooped in there. So those
Yeah.
little clay cat poops along with the marbles,
No.
and then a friggin' 8-bit ear.
Yep. With a
What am I
turd
gonna
stuck
steal
in it
from
now.
you?
Never mind. That's
Oh,
only
no.
in my head. That's only in my head. Never mind. So it's the middle of the day.
Give me the word and I will do the distraction. Wingdings.
Give me I was gonna say, everybody give me one die. This is a realization roll. I think I just invented that.
oh no,
That's a no.
Two.
That's a no.
I
What?
crit. No,
Yeah,
Nope, that's-
that's a no.
We all failed.
You all failed. That's magnificent. But only one crit fail, right?
Yeah.
Two.
two.
Will, oh dear.
I'm perceptive.
Okay,
Can
so
I get another-
you should have had advantage.
So
Okay,
does
so-
precognition also give advantage?
Yes, for
Ah,
this
I got a
instance,
6.
because I need somebody to figure this out. Yes.
Nope.
I did.
Nope,
Nope.
still not. No, you haven't got a clue. Oh, this makes perfect sense. Of course, the fridge figured this out. There was no sun outside. As much as there was heat and pounding light, there's no sun. There's no day-night cycle here.
Hmm.
This museum never closes. There's people walking around looking at displays.
Mr. Box pops over to the museum hours. And it's like just an infinity symbol.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Will.
Yeah.
Somebody's watching you. There is absolutely no question in your mind. One of the guards is twigged onto what the hell is going on here, and they're starting to walk towards you. What do? You are absolutely convinced that they're onto you. You've crit failed this.
Will's going to look at the rest of the group. I guess if we're gonna do it, we're going to do this now.
Right,
Head
ready for
back,
the distraction?
Yeah.
head right back to the Neolithic era. Get them to
Oh
run
no, I
that
have
way.
a better idea. I'm going to run to one of the rooms that has like wax figures.
The Madame Tussauds 20th Century Wax Figure Museum appears in the corner
I'm essentially going to
with one president
rooms,
missing because they threw him out. They actually did.
I am going to certain rooms where the wax figures are wearing clothing that were incredibly flammable material.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah.
And I am going to go.
Pennsylvania Coal Miners Association.
Well, I was gonna say pretty much. I'm just thinking of this, and everything in this this is all pre-safety, right? I mean, everything in this building burns. Every priceless historical exhibit in this building will burn except for the rock tools. Go ahead.
So
It's only a
uh,
dream.
Red's expression is like that of Calvin and Hobbes, where he gets really devious. And the flame that starts to build from like the top of their head over their shoulders and their back like a mane is like a mixture of very bright, vibrant red and blue.
Okay.
And red is just gonna start running.
Just
I was thinking that there, you open your eyes and there's like fire in the eyes. Well, there's two, and then they spread up to the other two.
Yeah, so red
she
is
fire in
now
these ones and smoke in these ones.
Ooh, that would be cool.
and also like fire coming out of the corners of the mouth.
Oh yeah, and you're just drip. You're a walking case of arson right now. Right, that's the plan. You're actually lighting this museum on fire.
I am a running fireball. I'm going to any room I can that is away from this group.
Oh yeah, like a small cackling meteor running, lighting history on.
And it doesn't
fire.
matter where. It doesn't matter where I go. You guys can see like wingdings just appear. And it just says hee hee hee.
Just like a trail of wingdings.
An exploding glass case with
just two
sticking out of the top. The same row of wingdings that by now don't have to be translated. It just we know it's laughter, right?
At one
Not
point,
the history.
wingdings
I know it's
change,
killing
going,
me too.
"Ooh, dinosaur!"
Oh, Gloriosa, it's fictional history. I know it's killing me too, but it's fictional history. We can let it burn. But yeah, you just start lighting the world on fire. Just this meteor. Give me a roll. 3d6 for sure. The distraction. Yeah, this is a major distraction. I want to know how much. How well this goes. A success. So yeah, you get ahead of them. Like they respond really well. Fires would be something they trained for. One fire. They maybe even trained for two fires. They certainly didn't train for fire. They're falling behind, but they're kind of. It's like one of those old movies where you run out of one room and into another room. It's the hallway with the doors, and it's to the Benny Hill theme song. Yeah, that is happening. Except you're dripping fire, and they're spraying with fire extinguishers and chasing after you.
At one point, I loop around behind them to relit everything they've done.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh, that's nasty. The Museum of Modern Art burned to the ground this evening. The art value is $3.22. So it went through a shredder first. That's what made it modern art. Anyway. So yes, that's okay. Yes, we have a successful distraction. Next. Security room, steel, getaway box. What are we doing?
Will's gonna look to Jet. Head to the security room. They're probably distracted, and you might be able to get in there now.
You got it.
Yep.
And I want to use my precognition to like avoid the path of the guards.
Yep. Give me a roll for that. I don't know if it's supposed to or not, but I got a reason why I want to know how well you succeed.
Sure. 1 die 2.
It's your specialty. Give me 3.
All right.
Wow.
5s across the board.
3 5s. Yeah.
That's a dirty crit.
That it is a triple dirty. Yeah. So you make your way across the room using this sort of like almost like psychic sonar. As you get to the door, you feel 2 of them come to the door inside the office. You just sort of step back into a shadow. They open the door. Yeah. They open the door and step out, and actually you can just reach out and grab the door. It doesn't even close. With 3 successes, yeah, and you flow inside, let the door close behind you, click. You turn around, then the security thing is yours. There's a small yellow post-it note stuck to one of the screens.
Yeah, I'll read it.
It says password 2468.
Perfect. Love that.
Yeah.
Going in, yeah, typing
Hey,
it
Scott.
in. Just trying to shut everything down in here.
Absolutely. Just knock it all down. Give me a hacking roll or a tech roll or got any of those things. You hit it with a stick. Shoot it with your
unmake?
pistol. Yeah. Poke it with your rapier. There's all kinds of options.
Yeah, probably just I'll try and do it the right way.
Okay. Yeah, try that first. Yeah.
I'm taking a harm to make that a what
A
is
six.
that,
Oh, that's right.
6.
Oh, yes, I remember you. Yeah.
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 You've got painful luck. I've got the regular kind.
So you.
So this is like I'm trying to type it and
Yeah.
it's like authentication failed. Alarm sounding in 4, 3, and I'm like, I take the rapier, I just jam it in.
Whack.
It shocks me a little bit,
Yeah.
but
Percussive maintenance.
And the security in the entire building shuts down. Not the lights, just security. Camera goes out, the radios all stop. You hear, and the rest of you are out inside the main room. You hear like, hello, 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 check in, red 2, red 1, red 3. You know, they've lost contact with each other, but they're still chasing fires around. So that is a success as well. I believe this brings us to our detective.
She's a renegade cop.
Just totally over everything. Like this
Yep.
is all fake. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Um,
So yes. What do you do? Big
so I'm
glass
going
case,
to
little porcelain doll.
yeah, I'm gonna take my jacket, put it around my shirt or my hand,
Yeah.
and then take my pistol and shatter the glass.
Okay.
Um,
So give me a that would
Give me
be a light light melee.
okay, so test.
Yeah, just a test.
2 3s.
2, 3. Bong. You look at the glass, and there's very small letters at the bottom. It says not only bulletproof, but proof too. The butt of the not butt, not suggesting you ass this thing open.
oh,
So yeah, it is probably ass resistant as well. But yes.
All right. Mr.
Yeah,
Box.
the image.
is-
Oh, the image, because I almost
Oh.
forgot where we were. Yeah, the pistol comes in, and there's that sort of the swinging in and then the swinging out pattern. So yeah, that's a piff. The little dust cloud just as it hits. Mr. Box. Yep.
Mr. Box realizing that the brute force method doesn't work.
The guards are starting to close.
He starts to get a little
Couple.
chilly.
Yeah.
And he gets even chillier.
Yeah.
And he gets even chillier. And he
Uh-huh.
starts to turn into a frost-covered box. And
Absolutely.
he uses freeze and taps the glass with his head.
Excellent.
And
Give me a roll.
that fails. Son of a bitch.
Okay.
These things are heated.
Yeah. Yeah, you go bunk, and all that happens is the ice shatters off of your little cardboard forehead.
Mr. Box is extremely disappointed in the recent turn of events.
Yes, and the little pun colored box is kind of a pale pink, so you know it's puns. Yeah, it says because it's butt resistant, it means you won't be able to crack the glass. Thank you, Alex. Yes, that's why you were unable to crack the glass. So yes, that's 2 fails. The guards are getting even closer.
So again, Will's just gonna lose their temper because they're
Yep.
done. They're so
Yep.
done with this
Just
adventure.
barbarian rage mode. Yeah, yeah.
And I'm gonna try and shatter using
Yep.
my telepathy or telekinesis
Oh,
both the glass, basically screaming because I'm just
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
So scream to break the glass and scream to stop the guards.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a roll. Why was it? Why
It's
was it
a
only at
4.
disadvantage?
Yeah, it's
Because you were
test
trying to
with
use it on another.
disadvantage. If you are successful, all enemies you see can take 1
Ah.
damage.
Okay, so yes, you just It's like screaming at a mountain. It just doesn't
Mr.
work.
Box is like vibrating.
Ice falling off of him like a rocket launch, one of the Saturn V rocket launches with all the ice falling off the sides. Yeah, Mr. Box. The guards are almost. Actually, hang on a second. No, I'm going to give you this round. Then we're going to get the other 2. Mr.
Okay.
Box.
Mr. Box looks to Will, and looks to the guards, and he's going to use glacial on the floor to make it all slippery.
Okay.
I'm hoping it works this time. I get another test,
Yeah.
and I'm going to re-roll that. We got a crit, bitch.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. So perfect. The floor, like it just oozes out of you like a flood that freezes as it goes and makes us. For no perceptible reason, there's a blue line, and then a red line, and then another blue line. As it spreads out in front of them, there's no way they could stay up because they're not Canadian. They all fall down as they're rushing towards you and slide across the ice, taking out the base that this stand was on, and the whole glass. I just looked up to see the fire. The whole glass case falls off the top and stays in one piece, but it didn't have a bottom. It was just sitting on this base, and it to the bottom. The little doll is still standing on this little plastic thing on the base.
Mr. Box speaks for the first time. Well, why didn't we try that first, eh?
I'm not a thief. I'm a detective. I don't think of that. And she's going to get on it like a sled.
Yep.
And just because of all the ice that's formed, just ride it out.
You start to skate towards the outside doors, the two of you together.
Mr. Box spins like a curling rock.
Yes, around the guard and then comes back to the door. Oh, literally around the guard. Oh, that's like a literal, that's a curling term and everything.
Yeah.
Jet.
Around the guard rock.
You shut everything down, you open up the door and you look out and see this. That basically the entire Age of Empires is either on fire or frozen in time behind ice walls.
Oh, jeez. Just going to try and, like, as calmly as possible, walk towards the exit, following all lighted signs. Just rolling out.
I see nothing. I see nothing.
I'm not a part of this. I'm a civilian.
Oh yeah, the image that my brain pulled up was the start of Reservoir Dogs, the walking down the hall, down the except just one of you just walking past the guards like, hey, how you doing? Just cool as a cucumber with for some reason Madonna playing in the background.
As a cardboard box.
Yeah, just
spins circles behind.
And for no reason at all, a strange voice at the other end of the museum keeps screaming, hurry, hurry hard, hurry hard. And you curl out the door, leaving only Red inside.
So Red has gone through all the ages.
Yes.
They are currently running down the art gallery. Making sure if there's any metal artwork, it turns white hot.
Okay, yep.
And
Picasso's bicycle seat bull, yep.
And at one point, like in their hand, there's like a dinosaur tooth that they've stolen.
Yep.
And they're just like tucking it into their shirt, and now they're just simply jogging towards the exit. Like, yep, I'm done.
You're still on fire as you head outside, or you're just sort of smoking.
I'm going to snuff it out because all people saw was just like the lower half of my face when I was running around as a fireball.
Yep.
I have no signs of soot. I have no signs of ash or anything on me.
Nope, not at all. Yeah, not a bit.
I'm smoking in the museum, please.
Yes, and the four of you slide out of the museum on the ice, and if you're dexterous, give me an extra 2 dice save, or 3 dice if you're really dexterous. Other than that, give me 1 die save to see if you stop before you start going down the stairs, because the ice kind of just keeps going, eh?
I am resolute. I gain advantages on all saves.
All right, so you get 3.
So.
Yeah.
Acrobat.
Acrobat. I heard that in stereo. Yeah.
5, 5, and 4.
Okay.
6, 5, 5.
Okay.
Nice.
4, 1, 4. Okay.
I got nothing for
4, 1, 4. Jet not found.
I do.
Yeah.
I have the ability hidden weapon.
Okay.
So like as I am going out, we see skates come out from underneath my boots.
Yep, that's a bladed weapon. Absolutely. Yep.
So is this normal or advantage?
I like the idea so much. Give me an advantage. Oh, and now I'm seeing the crushed ice or crashed ice.
I was thinking
crashed
exactly
ice,
that.
The downhill. Yeah, the down. Yeah. You down the stairs and do the big heavy stop
players.
at the bottom, like your snow and the goalie, right? So stop at the bottom of the ice, but then 414 jet not found is found as they slam against you at on the very last step.
Oh.
The the cord that goes back down way in the distance. You can see the mansion, but you realize now this place is stable. This cord goes like this, and on the end of it, the mansion is actually doing that, like on the end of a cable. You just didn't
Like a
notice because of the
kite?
perspective before, right?
Mm.
Yeah, like a kite in a hurricane. It's just like flapping on the end of a string. But that's what you have to get back down. Because some of them voluntarily and some of them involuntarily, the guards are coming out of the front of the museum at speed, coming for you. So how do you get back down? I guess the pages are technically still stuck together.
I'm gonna try and freeze the cord.
Okay.
So Mr. Box just sort of hops over to it, still very, very chilly,
Okay.
and just sort of sits on it for a bit.
Tries to hatch an
And
ace.
I got a 5.
Okay. You try to freeze the cord, but once again the cord defeats you. But what does happen is that path that you guys slid down here and came across 3 pages, that freezes and allows you to do a montage ice climbing scene outside the frames as you climb the sides of each one of the panels, and then have to get off of that page and appear at the bottom of the next page and climb. Yeah, so you climb to 3 pages back while the images in the background of you struggling down this incredible cable pass back behind you. You get back.
I think for like the climbing, Red is going to use their hidden weapon again. But this time it's going to be like claws that come out of their gloves so
Sure.
they can grab on better.
Yeah, absolutely. You just, it's easy enough to get here because it was such a good
No,
idea.
they're climbing axes.
Yeah,
Still
basically.
got
Yeah.
the skate.
Yeah. So when you get back, you see for the first time the sign on the front of this mansion. It's actually out in front, like the Faulty Towers sign, except it's not tacky letters stuck to a thing. It's actually carved in stone. And it's called the St. Elba Manor. As you land back on the deck and are escorted back inside by the robot butler, the doors to the den are open. This is one of those moments where there's kind of a flaw in editing, and you get to see one of the panels. Like, because normally you're behind them, right? We established that with the title, so normally you wouldn't see what's in them. But this one is behind you. And due to that editing error, you can see it, and it reads, Den, noun, the place a dangerous animal lives. Just above
boy.
the door to the den. Elbow room, and there's some. He's so little, there's lots of elbow room. Yes. What? Who's going in? I guess is the question.
Yeah.
Yep.
The head
Who's
of
got the
porcelain, Mr. Box does.
Okay.
And I was just gonna say the head of the porcelain doll is wearing Mr. Box's head as a hat and is peeking out the main box.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Yep. How do the rest of you make your entrance?
Everything kind of comes alive when it goes into Mr. Box.
Yes. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Will's going to have like pistol ready,
Yeah.
and
Ooh, flashback to that previous dark door image, except this time it's you standing there with the pistol and that position. Yeah. Yeah.
and be trained on the figure at the end and the doll.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. Gotcha.
I
You
assume
have
that
his
I
attention.
left the rapier behind. So yeah, probably following Will's example, like Jet always does.
Yeah.
Pulling the pistol and focusing not on the doll, but on the figure at the end.
Okay. All right. That's Jet, and that is Will. So, Red, what are you doing? How are you making your entrance?
Red has put all of their hidden weapons away, but they are ready to burst into flames if absolutely necessary. So you guys can, like, if you're close to red, you can feel a little bit of heat grow, and you can see like those
The shimmer
squiggly lines
lines.
coming
Yeah.
coming off their shoulders and the top of their head.
The mirage lines. Yeah, that's what you get in
Yeah.
in that image of you. There's the mirage lines all around you. Yeah.
Mr.
and-
Box begins to condensate.
and sag slightly from the moisture.
I'm probably not going to be next to Mr. Box. It's like,
Oh, there's
you're
cardboard
ice, I'm
everywhere.
fire.
Yeah.
We don't mix.
Oh, yeah. Between the two, there's a very small tornado. So I shouldn't be giving you ideas.
Oh no, please keep feeding me ideas.
Antipode.
As you walk in, you see, I mean, I'll use his name now, Napoleon standing behind the desk, fingers on the edge of the table, just staring up at you, glazed, like just mad as Alice's Hatter, and just staring at the doll that's actually looking back at him. And you said they animate to some extent, right? Things that go in Mr. Box.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. You hear the doll say, "You were shit at Austerlitz. Absolute shit." And he's just, it's kind of this frozen in time moment. People with guns pointed in places. Anything?
Will's
Mr. Box is
definitely
letting this play out.
Okay.
He's definitely the chariot here.
Yeah.
Resident's just
For
ready
us.
to pop off if needed, so they're waiting for a signal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Just waiting.
Chad is
just,
waiting
yeah.
for Will.
Okay.
Yeah,
wait,
and
get,
Will's watching to see what happens, like, because this already feels like a really like dangerous situation.
hold action. Explode when Will does. Hold action. Explode when Will does. Gotcha. He's not Emperor Arrest. Oh. All right. As you look, he shakes his head, and as he does, he flickers. You get that the zigzag lightning path that goes right through the middle of them in the picture as they're kind of surrounded by a yellowish white glow. And he looks up at you and says, "I must have it. Give it to me." And it's demanding of you, Mr. Box.
You hear from within the box, that muffled. So, what's the doll think about this, eh? Because, I never caught your name because I never bothered to read the thing under the pedestal.
"I am the Emperor." And the doll says, "You aren't shit. Without me, you're nothing. Remember what happened when you left me in your room and went to Russia?"
I know that one.
He flickers again, and for a second he digitizes, which looks weird in a graphic novel because they pixelate. But that, like, wrong format, but that's the image that you get, that sort of just for a second, and then they're back. He looks down at the screen below him, and you see for the first time it's a Google Earth image. And on it, there's all those little symbols you see in war games with the X's and the colored in sections for artillery and infantry and cavalry
Oh my god.
sitting on this screen.
He's playing Risk.
Judders again. "I need it now."
Oh, don't get you a little short-tempered with me, bud.
"Was that a short joke?" And he starts to come around, kind of wobbling
Just
a
a
little
tiny
bit.
bit.
Oh yeah, he's coming. To make it better, he goes under the table. He drops out of the chair and goes under the table directly at you, Mr. Box. He's coming straight at you. What do the rest of you do?
Will's gonna step in front,
Okay.
holding the pistol at him. You're very short-tempered for such a short-sighted man.
When he comes out from under the table, we see Red raise their arm. It
Yeah.
turns into like Red is now angry.
Yep.
So the flame is red and black. And we see Red raise it up towards the books and scrolls and maps in this library, ready to set it aflame.
He shrinks away from the flame, and literally he starts to get smaller. On the screen, which is now behind him because he's come out up underneath it on this side, you can see sort of over his shoulders. It's just endless short jokes here. Even I'm making them now. You can see the little squares with the images on it start turning into real horses, like real cavalry lined up and getting ready to charge, and real infantry, like with their rifles, and the artillery loading and taking the horses away, and it's now like video footage of a live battle.
Okay.
Turns and looks again, and he tries to. It's at this major disadvantage, but I'm going to let you try and stop him too. But he shrinks one more time, and he just throws a hand out in desperation, trying to grab the doll. I'll go all the way around. Who wants to do what?
Quell. I want to have him chill out.
Okay. Beautiful. Yeah.
I can help you with that, eh?
So well in a freeze. Okay. Yeah. The other two?
I'm going to use glacial and make them lose or if I succeed, it'll make them lose an action.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, Will's gonna fire, but not at Napoleon, right beside him.
Okay. Near him. Okay. And Red?
Suppressing fire.
Red is going to first extinguish their flame and then grab I guess like a document of like to prove that he has territory or something like that. Like, I don't know. My immediate instinct is like the Louisiana Purchase.
Okay. I'll go one step better than that. It's the French Constitution.
I'm gonna grab that, and I'm still locking eyes on him, and he can see the flame start to appear on my shoulders and on the top of my head.
Yeah, that's his life's work, right? That this is what was replaced, the whole French Revolution and all of that, and this is him trying to, and you've got all of that in the palm of your hand, and it's starting to just sort of turn to ash and smoke lightly. Wow.
I think this is the first time you guys have ever seen Red turn serious.
Yeah. Red, you do that, and it just sort of, you can see him, just everything's going up, literally going up in smoke in your hand. He starts to shrink a little bit more. Mr. Bones, you were just
wrong one.
Mr. Box. I looked down, it starts with BO, that's all I read. Mr. Box, what were you freezing?
I was trying to slow down Napoleon.
Oh, right, to actually freeze him. Okay, give me a roll for that then. Yeah, with advantage.
Advantage. Wow. Nothing.
Okay. The ice just blows past him, and you hear him scream something about, "I am bigger than history. You cannot stop me," as he starts to be pulled back into the map. Will, give us the shot to miss. So in other words, if you miss this, then you might hit them.
Okay.
Because you're shooting miss, right?
So it should be an advantage because I'm good with light range, right?
Absolutely, yes.
4, 2, 3.
Perfect.
You get 2 actions at a round. Focus, and then it hits.
You shot him the first time. You gonna try a second one?
Yep.
Okay.
3, 1, 3.
Blam, blam. Wow. That changes shit. And Jet, you. Yeah, I love this order. Is there a roll for Quell?
Yeah, it's a regular test.
Okay, give me an advantage because he's been shot twice.
Okay, and I'm gonna say enough with these doll drums.
Oh.
And that's a 5 there.
Success, absolutely. So yes, Red, you start to burn the document. He turns and freezes, like figuratively speaking. The ice forms around him and it shatters and falls off. He makes his comment, blam, blam. You shoot him in the shoulder and then in the chest. He reaches inside his uniform to try and quell the wound. And so at this moment with his hand here, he looks up, rage in his eyes, and then it just kind of goes to confusion as his rage is pulled out of him. At the same time, he's pulled back away from you. You can see that sort of black hole shot that they used, the sort of that thing we did before with the stack of people, but each time he gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and he gets sucked into the screen. And the screen kind of follows him down, zooming in as he falls. And he hits the ground. The dust around him. 2 bullet holes. His hand like this over his chest. Dead. Before I tell you what happens next, Mr. Boxadol is still inside you. Okay, what? What do you do?
I was gonna say Mr. Box hops over to the chair that Napoleon was sitting in.
Yeah.
To give the doll a view of what happened.
Okay, just so they can see.
Yeah.
You just give me an outline. Thank you. You take them over and they look in. As you look in, Napoleon, the dust settles. His marshals turn and look. They look up and across the field at the English lined all across that edge. Coming in on their right flank, the Prussians, only half a day's march away, and they know it. The Emperor dead, the 100 Days' War a failure. You watch as Waterloo doesn't happen. Quatre Bras was the French name for Waterloo. It's actually where the battle happened. It doesn't happen. The English win by default. The Prussians as well. Napoleon doesn't have to be exiled for a second time to House Helena because he's dead. This time it's really done. This time it's over. The doll watches this and turns around to look at the three of you and then kind of looks down at Mr. Box and jumps out of you, but maintains that animate form.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's kind of new.
And they crawl up onto the chair, turn around and sit down. And there's this tiny little Napoleon sitting on the edge of this huge chair. And he looks at you and grins and says, "Do any of you, by the way, know Nero?"
I think I saw them in concert once in Toronto.
And you start to fade. Take us out. Each of you. Yep.
Oh my.
I was waiting patiently for
Yes.
my turn during Napoleon like collapsing all that
Oh,
stuff.
yes. Yep. Back us all up to there. You bet.
Red is gonna walk over and put their hand over where Napoleon had fallen, and they're gonna use their heal ability to revive him.
Okay. After the battle's lost or before?
Like
right when he hits?
Right when he
finger
hits,
comes
yes.
down.
Because
Yeah.
like
Okay. That does change things slightly. Yep. Okay. So yeah, I get it. I absolutely get it. So like, no, we weren't supposed to, and you put 1 hit point back into him, basically.
It actually gives them 2.
2, okay. Put 2 hit points back into him. They sit back up from the ground, stand up, look at their marshals, and start screaming, "What are you waiting for? Begin the attack! It's too late already!" This is perfect because it gives us a reason why he started 2 hours late that day that didn't involve the rain-soaked ground. But
that's why he didn't die when he landed.
into the mud. Yes. So the battle begins, and you watch it play out. But he doesn't have the doll. The doll sits in the chair and watches, and starts to laugh. I told you, he's an idiot. And he's marching back and forth along the table now, going, look, he should be here. He should be here. And you can see this plan develop. This doll is a military freaking genius and talks you through the whole battle. But because he's not there, Napoleon loses even worse than he already did. And he is taken, and he is put on Helena. And history is still changed, but only slightly. You retcon Napoleon. Yep, you can do anything here. So that is what happens in front of you as you stare down at the screen. And you start to fade away. Now, please take us out. How do you respond to that, Mr. Box? The doll is clearly staying here.
Yeah. Mr. Box has a little tin soldier from one of the displays at the museum.
Yep.
And that's what's currently poor bastard has to clean up after the clay cat poop. Join the army, they said. See the world, they said. I'm cleaning up shit in a box.
That makes sense. They took a lot of Spanish prisoners.
I didn't even know where I was going with that accent, but
it's okay.
If it sounded Spanish, it's Spanish.
We got it. Yep, it all worked. Jet.
Yeah, just sort of taking this all in and trying to figure out the ramifications of this. Like, probably just muttering to myself, like, is that's just the story, right? But it didn't actually change what happened. What did happen? Oh, I really wish I'd paid better attention in history.
And as if it's listening, the table starts to, I mean, it doesn't split into two and show you the differences, but it shows you the next sort of couple of years. And there's a few minor differences and one major one. France in this world, after Napoleon loses this badly, never becomes a world power again. So there is a change, but end result is still fairly similar.
Sure.
So minimal, it would have been completely different if he'd showed up dead. But yeah, so yeah, you got that. Speaking of which, Red, why did you save them? And then what's your final out scene for this?
I don't like time shenanigans.
Okay.
I really don't, and I don't like the idea of trying to consider what the future would look like if one blade of grass was plucked.
Right.
So I couldn't leave an important figure of history to die.
I love it.
Yep. Most, like, with Red's thinking is, we need our history to learn from our mistakes.
Right. Yeah.
And then they realize they just lit an entire museum on fire.
Yeah.
But at least they can save this. They're not all destruction and flame.
No. Beautiful. Oh, redemption arc in one 90-minute episode. That's beautiful. Will's
gonna start panicking. Because, like, she did not mean to miss those shots, and she felt terrible about it immediately after it happened. And
blam, oh shit, blam, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like seeing Red heal them, like, ends up giving Red a hug and just being like, "Thank you. I don't know what I would have done if I actually would have killed somebody."
Red is just gonna awkwardly pat you on the back.
And that lasts for a second, and then you sort of away into the gray mist. Does anybody have anything to add? We dropped the curtain on tonight. That was fun. They told me reading all those history books was never going to be useful. Oh, thank you all. Thank you all so very, very much. I had a blast tonight. I hope everybody else did too. We got a little more chance to role play this week. It wasn't just a bang, 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 bang like the first couple ones were. 10 dead dice tonight. Considering how well you rolled, that's not bad. That's actually a lot, is what I meant to say. Yeah.
This game let me do something I'm never allowed to do. Be a little goddamn gremlin.
Yes, yes. Because it's probably all just a dream. But
Hopefully.
at least that seems to be what the premise that Red is working on anyway, is that this is a dream.
Mhm.
Same with Will. They've just, I justify all behavior because this is fiction. I love it. I love where this is
I'm gonna
going.
wake up eventually and
Yep.
probably never see you all again. It's
Yep.
okay.
I got an answer for that too. Fear not. But for tonight, someone say my name. I think you're in the works. Yeah. Scott. There. Now you're real. Oh, thank you, K-Grams. You know what? That is the ultimate compliment, because we made you laugh, but it was also on some other level a very serious story. So I like that sort of not full blown bumbling hero like Jacques, like Clouseau. That's funny for a while, but I love this sort of just space opera levels of weirdness going on. So absolutely so much fun. There's the list of things that you took home. Yes. Yes. And yeah, keep those lists, because yes, those will become important. But for tonight, let's get to the thank yous.
Well, there was a cat, but the cat took off
I
last.
know.
So it's just a poop.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised you're viewing that as a trinket.
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay,
it's Dirty
yeah.
20 gaming boxes tend to have poop in them.
Yes. Yeah, there's raccoon poop in one that's been there for 2.5 years now, from a Gamer Crash Pandas. There's also eye holes cut in that box. So never mind. Yeah, I can't remember, what I said I was going to do yesterday, but I can remember that game from 2.5 years ago. So it probably says something about me. Anyway, thank yous. Let's get to the thank yous. Oh boy. Thank you so much to Sarah. Will just blowing your top. Like, it was a matter of time. Like, this is too weird. I'm a cop. I've had enough. I love it. Thank you. It's beautiful. Perfect characterization. Hellhounds 20 Red, like you said, it's like full gremlin mode tonight. You constantly surprise me, and it's usually by being, I will be sweet in the face of evil. Tonight it was I will be evil in the face of evil. Watch this. And it was great fun to watch. So thank you. I
I
appreciate
want to point out that
Yeah.
Red is 6 feet tall, and they
Oh,
went
wow.
full gremlin
Yeah,
mode.
absolute full gremlin mode. I love it. I just broke my pen. Cool. It's the pocket clip, and I never use it anyway, so it's gone now. It weighs less, more efficient rating. Thank you to Bison. Thank you so much for joining us. The Canadian box is great fun as always. He turned into Pete Sakes briefly tonight, and I loved it. So thank you for bringing this character and just being consistently splintery the whole way through. Thank you.
Plan to be as weird as possible.
As that's the plan. And finally, Alex. Jet is kind of the sane one in this party in one respect. I mean, in one sense, you're completely off the wall, just like the rest of them. But you tend to be the one that has these logical ideas that then play out in crazy ways. But there's always got to be a sort of a straight person for all the comedy around it, and you get your fair share of comedy, but you also do more than your fair share of best supporting actor roles. So we all, I'm sure, appreciate that.
Yes.
But thank you for bringing Jet to us. Couple more thank yous, but first I got to do some stuff. Some technical stuff. Wednesday to Sunday we are streaming. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all 5 of those days. Starting coming up soon on the 22nd of November, we're going to have a one-shot on a Tuesday night. And then on the 26th of November, 1 week after this show ends, we'll be starting a new show with another new GM. Both of these are new GMs as well. Yeah, the eyes in chat are upon you. That's the Deadlands GM right in there. And for the one shot, possibly to be longer. And then on the Sundays following this, we are taking this as the opportunity to officially announce a Stars Without Number campaign that a number of us will be in with yet another brand new GM to our channel, Siosa, who we've seen in chat a number of times. So that one's going to be great fun too. More one-shots coming, including one this upcoming Friday. I'm in it. I don't have to run it. It's wonderful. We are another one of our players / new GMs, Wayward Knight, also known as Raising Morphine Toasts. Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to do that.
Oh, okay. We'll find somebody else.
Yeah. I just realized that shit.
That's Friday, this upcoming Friday, this week, the something, 5 days from now.
28th.
28th, yeah. That night we'll be doing a one-shot that night as well. That like I said, I get to be a player in that. So all of that and more.
Halloween.
And yep.
Halloween.
Oh, and Halloween. Yes, thank you. Good grief.
I just remembered myself.
Too many stuff. So many stuff. This is so cool. This is just, I can't believe we're doing all of this shit. It's taken so much time to announce it. Halloween, Monday, October the 31st, 6 p.m. Pacific. This one is special, and I can't believe we both almost forgot it. We're going to play a game of 10 candles called 9 Windows for 10 Candles. And it's going to be some of our cast members you recognize and several that you won't necessarily know because they're actually from the Bravely Broken cast. And that's the fine group that's going to come over here and play this game of 10 Candles for us this Halloween. So like I said, some of them you recognize because we stole a bunch. Shared members. That's what we did. But there's also a bunch that you haven't seen. So tune into that. That one's going to be something special. 10 Candles is a wild game. Anyway, 10 Candles on Halloween is just like, bells on. And then a group of very dedicated actors getting into these characters is going to be a joyous fun to watch. Thank you for reminding me.
I just remember myself and I'm running it.
You're running it, yes. So all of that all of that and more can be found at our Discord channel. Go there, sign up, pick a role, so we know you're not a bot. There's many roles to choose from. Some serious, some not so much. Pick one of those and you'll get into all of the different chats. You can play. You want to play, we will get you in a game eventually. You want to run a game, we will get you running a game eventually. That is the deal. And yes, 2 slots open for the Deadlands. Ooh, Deadlands. They somebody shot their second D. But that's okay. You shouldn't have 2 Ds anyway. I just realized that. Not judging, just statistically unlikely.
2 Willies.
Yes, statistically unlikely. Let's call it that. So with that, I'm going to stop before this gets really bad. Join us here next week for the next step. And almost every bloody day in the next month, we're streaming something. So tune in. Now for the final 2 thank yous. Thank you, chat, for hanging around and peanut gallerying and having fun with us and coming over again and again and again. Appreciate that very much. And to all the people on the YouTubes, thank you for watching all the way to here. Please hit the like button because I'm going to assume you did if you watched all the way to here, and hit that other button, the little bell, the notification, so that when I spontaneously erupt in multiple episodes at once, you can see them all and you'll get warnings of all of them. Mr. Box, we can see your other eyes. With that, only one thing remains, the important bit. Until next time, please be nice to each other. Good night.
Night, y'all.